Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Azati Minta Hanafi and my group member is Nur Sahili Shahira binti Muhammad Rusi. This is our group assignment presentation and our selected place is Hospital Taiping. For the introduction, Hospital Taiping was a Perak First Hospital. It was originally called Yonghua Hospital. This hospital takes a pool of minimum of 56 each year. Due to the high population of the low-income patient, this hospital have finances challenge. This facility have 900 beds and was supervised by Dr. Hamilton, the instructor first health inspector. Right. On 14 February 1897 in Taiping, give the Far East first display of S3 today. And today, Taiping Hospital is a complementary medical clinic and serve as a reversal crib for the minor Disney Hospital in the North Perak. The first system building in Hospital Taiping is system of air conditioning. The air conditioning system is composed the number of components that are sequentially figuring to execute the variety of functions simultaneously. It manages and maintain a speaker, humidity, environment, air quality, sound level, and pressure differential in order to ensure the resident thermal comfort. The purpose of installing an air conditioning system in the building is to ensure that the inside is more comfortable than the outside. Typically, the air conditioning system has an effect on the following comfort requirements: view temperature, humidity, air quality, and noise level. The first one is circle of the refrigeration. Refrigeration circle is a method of the cooling high temperature zone by the transferring heat from the low temperature zone. On the other hand, the reverse produce is possible without the refrigerator. The circle has four steps at constant pressure. The first one is compression, condensing, expansion, and vaporization. Cycle of refrigeration as a liquid transited from the liquid to gas. That expel heat. When the gas become liquid, they generate heat. The next one is chilling water system. Hospital Taiping is instituted to the tropical urban core, necessitating to the of ventilation and air conditioning the AC system, considering the building grade cool capacity finance, effectiveness, and environment friendliness. Taiping Hospital is equipped with a chilling water center air conditioning system, sometimes referred to as a chilling water system. The third one is centrifugal. Centrifugal is a water chilling category according to their cooling method, which is water cooling or air cooling. Hospital Taiping, this whole package chilling will compressor consider evaporator, internal plumbing, and capacity control. This centrifugal water chilling is located to the basement and utilities the vapor compression refrigeration circle. The objective of the system is to cool the water that circulated through the building pipes and throughout the system, as well as to dehumidify the building air. Next is chilling water pump. Additionally, the water pump is positioned the basement beside the chiller. The water pump set to responsible to maintain consistent pressure in the chilly water distribute system to transfer chilly water from the chilly to the cool tower. All pump will occupy the air cadence with the reading from the differential pressure sensor between the heater supplier and return lines. When one pump operate the full capacities, other is triggered and is is speed rise to provoke the descending visual representation. The pump is active in succession, begin with the pump that have been interactive and longer, and continuing with the pump that have been interact the shortest. The next is variable air value VAV. VAV is a system response to change cooling demand by adjusting the quality of constant temperature supply air in the room. And air is the center air is placed in the detected mechanical room. The return AD pumps carry regulated air from the region into the unit where it is mixes with ethanol air introduced by another set of dimple. The mix A present via filter, the supply fan, and the cooling coil before being expelled from the A handle. Next is supplier A distribution system. Supply is distribute from the center A handle to the conditioned area, though the supplier A distribute system to the delivery supply A to EMS VAV terminal device, the center A handle, and during the constructed each device supply A to the diffuser, though the flexible condenser system. This diffuser is used to transport supplier air to the conditioned space in the efficient manner. Ceiling cleaning region is a section of the ceiling that devoted the air correlation in combination with heating, ventilation, and air conditioning is often located between the roof and the ceiling, or between the ceiling and the floor. The last one is cooling tower. On the top, the cooling tower used to cool the water to approach the excess heat released by the composition and condenser. It might be cooled either by evaporation of water or through the use of the just air. When water goes through this component, some water evaporates and composite of the loose and cooling tower retrieve more water. The next system is system of mechanical ventilation. Ventilation is often utilized to enhance the air quality by diluting the spreading toxin. The outside air is brought into the enclosed area to enclose interior space and regulated door out. A part of dispensing pollutant create inside the interior space. Ventilation also provide breathing air. By breathing the outside air, ventilation might be also used to create accurate interior psychometric condition of for terminal comfort dehumidification. First one is natural ventilation system. Natural ventilation is a passive flow of outside air into the enclosed space to define openings such as louvers, windows, and door. Natural ventilation is solely relying on passive physical process which wind pressure, ventilosity, terminal buoyant force, diffusion, and state effort to push air from the outside. Temperature, building design, and human behavior all have and effects on natural ventilation. The second one is mechanical ventilation system. It's a simple from the mechanical system employing fan to drive out air into the enclosed area to pressurization is or to remove inter air to the outside via desperation. The third one is fan coil unit FCU. A fan coil unit FCU is a piece of equipment that includes a heating and cooling coil as and a fan is a mechanical ventilation system that regulate and control the temperature in the space which is installed. Due to their simplicity, fan coil units are less costly to install than the central heating system that include air management components. Next is system of combined ventilation. Ventilation must examine of the firmware basic to ensure that the equipment operates correctly. The leaf motor do not have any opening. When the room gets hot, it has detrimental influence on the operation to the equipment and control. Next one is ventilation system component. There are fan, ductwork, guarding, diffuser, fire exhalation, filter. And filter is a winter component that mechanical ventilation system is often located in the ductwork or the intake ring, and the accessory to the filter is the air pipe to transport in the ventilator interval room. Then is crucial for the preventing clean air, ever more so in the facility like Taiping Hospital where health is a top concern.
Assalamualaikum Doktor, my name is Nur Suhaili Shahira and my matric number is 268020. Today I would like to talk about building service at Hospital Taiping. First of all, I will touch about fire prevention system. Firstly, humans require fire as a source of energy in their daily life. Unfortunately, this fire must be regulated or watched, and if not correctly monitored, it could be one of the cause of fire, human or tragedy. It will happen when there is a quick mixture of matter and oxygen as well as light and heat. As a result, fire are divided into three categories, which is explosion, conventional fire, and dispersed fire. Depend on the condition and nature of material involved, these three types of flame can occur everywhere. Heat, oxygen, and flammable material are all factors that might cause a fire. In this absence of one of these three components, fire will not occur. To understanding the mixture of these three elements is vital to know, since it can help avoid fire and explain how to put out a fire that has already started. Therefore, this fire protection system, also known as the fire alarm system, is a fire prevention equipment that is placed on a regular basis and runs automatically in buildings such as Hospital Taiping. Building fire prevention equipment is divided into two categories, which is active protection and passive protection. Active protection refers to a fire protection system that is permanently installed in building to prevent and extinguish fire, both manual and automatically. Whereas passive protection refers to a fire protection system that is installed on the structure of a building to prevent fire and smoke from spreading so that occupants can take shelter and use it as an exit. Furthermore, it is a secure location to obtain equipment, and firemen can utilize the path to extinguish flames. Next is fire detector equipment. For the first fire equipment that I will explain is smoke detector. Smoke detector is an electronic fire alarm that detects the presence of smoke as a crucial indicator of fire and sound an alarm to the building occupants. There are two types of smoke detector, and it called photoelectric and ionization. When smoke enters the detector chamber, the photoelectric detector detects the quick dispersion of light and trigger an alarm. The photoelectric smoke detector responds faster, taking 15 to 50 minutes to ignite the fire. Rather than ionization alarm, it glows before it bursts into flame. Meanwhile, ionized smoke detectors are particularly sensitive to minute smoke particle, and when compared to photoelectric smoke detector will react in 30 to 90 seconds on fast burning flame, but will not operate on raging fire. This smoke detector also includes two components, which is sensor and alarm, which play an essential role in the whole smoke detector unit ability to defeat fire as rapidly as possible and alert anybody inside the structure. Second equipment is manual break glass. This detector will active if someone break the glass and press the button inside to ring the bell. Alert the other to get out the building. Be a result, the call point on the manual break glass is referred to as a component of the fire alarm network that serves to manually sound the fire alarm. This detector will active if someone break the glass and press the button inside to ring the bell. Alert the other to get out of the building. Be a result, the call point on the manual break glass is referred to a component of the fire alarm network that serves to manual sound the fire alarm. On top of that, this manual break glass will be visible throughout the hospital, since it may be used by anyone in the event of fire from another unit or the unit, and it will not damage anyone who uses it. The third equipment is alarm bell. A fire hazard indication system such as alarm bell detect the existence of unwanted flame. When an alarm bell detects or discovers one or more symptoms of fire, it sends out a signal in the form of an alarm sound and a light indication. As a result, the primary goal of the fire alarm system is to identify a fire ahead of time, so that inhabitants the hospital can escape or take emergency action to extinguish and control the fire before it spread further. Furthermore, the fire bell is sounded automatically when a smoke detector detects smoke, or manually when a call point on the manual break glass is pressed. Furthermore, if the emergency bell rings repeatedly, the fire occurs near the emergency bell. However, if the fire rings only sometimes, the fire occurs elsewhere or away from the occupant area. Last but not least is fire switch. A fire switch is a device that allows the fire service to turn off the power to a location before performing firefighting operation. The hospital power supply distribution system is connected to this fire switch. Pull the knob on the left side down to disconnect the electrical supply on this fire switch, and when it's lower, the energy supply in particular area will be cut off. As a result, this fire switch is frequently situated near the entry or on the emergency stairwell to make it easier for the fire department to turn off the power. Next, I will explain about fire equipment that must have in hospital Taiping. Firstly is hose reel. Hose reel are a system of pipes, water tank, pumps and loops hose installed in the building to allow hose and water jet to reach any section of the structure to extinguish and battle fire. In addition, the hose reel can shoot 0.41 seconds of fire up to 6 meters from its nozzle, and may stimulation use 3 hoses. This hose reel will also be situated near the emergency stair and the main road in a visible location. Next is fire extinguisher that have in hospital Taiping. But firstly, fire extinguisher is the one of the tool required to extinguish or control fire in their early stage is a fire extinguisher. There are several types of fire extinguisher that work manually and are effective when used in accordance with the fire class. Therefore, I will explain about the fire class and the fire extinguisher that are suitable to use based on the fire class that will be described. For the first class, we have Class A. In the Class A, solid object fire are usually caused by a carbon-based component, such as board, paper, clothes, carpet, and material of the same kind as the example given, are capable of causing this class to exist. Foam and dry powder fire extinguisher are suitable for use in this Class A. Next is Class B, which means liquid flames such as oil, diesel, gasoline, carbon sulfate, and its contemporary fall into this category. Class B fire, on the other hand, can be put out by saturating them with a fire soapy water, foam, and dry dust. Class B flame can be extinguished with a carbon dioxide, foam, or dry powder fire extinguisher. For Class C are the gases that are combustible of liquid fire, such as those found in tubes, cause fire in this category. Gases such as gasoline, butane, ammonia, hydrogen, and other are included. As a result, foam and the dry dust can be used to extinguish the fire caused by the leaking of this gas liquid, allowing the gas cylinder to cool and the fire to be contained. Dry powder and a foam fire extinguisher are both suitable for users. Next is metals such as magnesium, sodium, and potassium are involved in this Class D fire. Water is ineffective and can be possibly produce a response when used for some Class D. Unfortunately, Class D does not have a fire extinguisher that can be extinguished metal flame. However, this fire can be put out with dry powder extinguisher or a dust type extinguisher called ternary eutectic chloride. And for the last class is Class E, which means a fire of Class E is a one that is started by electrical spark. Carbon dioxide and dry powder fire extinguisher are two types of fire extinguisher that can be used to put out Class E fire. For the next building service that I will explain is about security service, which is mean hospital security service are in charge of safeguarding the safety and security of hospital plants, personnel, patient, and the general public, as well as controlling traffic within the hospital grounds. As a result, Hospital Taiping has established a security team to safeguard the safety of hospital inhabitants and patients. Now, I will explain about function of security unit in Hospital Taiping. When an organization establishes unit, those unit will have function, and one of the function of Hospital Taiping security unit is to provide advisory service to head department and department security officer in order to ensure the completion of security duty, as well as to implement and ensure the completion of the specific operational tasks. The next function is to provide advice, assistance, inspection, and coordination for all aspects of physical security management and control, including accreditation and key control, documentary security, information and material classification, reclassification, storage, grading, disposal, and file management. That's all from me and my partner. Thank you.